Once upon a time, in the heart of the forest, Shrek woke up to a shocking sight. His beloved swamp was gone. Instead of his usual murky waters and twisted trees, he found nothing but dry land. The air felt strange, as if magic had swept through in the night, stealing everything he held dear. Furious and confused, he stomped around, sniffing the ground and muttering about who could have dared to take his swamp. He stormed into his house, well, what was left of it, and found Fiona and Donkey already awake, looking just as puzzled. Donkey, as always, had a million questions. "Shrek, did you move the swamp? Did you sell it? Is this a prank? Because I do not like pranks before breakfast." Fiona placed a hand on Shrek's shoulder. "This isn't natural," she said. "Magic is at work here." Determined to get his home back, Shrek, Fiona, and Donkey set off toward the nearest kingdom, far, far away, hoping to find someone who could explain this disaster. Along the way, they met Puss in Boots, who had been chasing a suspicious trail of glowing footprints leading deep into the enchanted forest. Puss, always up for adventure, joined the group, eager to test his sword against whatever foul magic had caused this mess. As they followed the glowing trail, the forest around them began to change. Trees twisted unnaturally, their branches forming eerie faces that whispered warnings. The deeper they went, the stranger things became. Streams flowed backward, the sky shifted colors, and animals spoke in riddles. Donkey was thoroughly unimpressed. "I've seen a lot of weird things, but this is next level weird." At the heart of the forest, they found a mysterious old sorceress named Morgana, stirring a bubbling cauldron. She cackled when she saw them. "Ah, the ogre comes searching for what he has lost," she said, her eyes gleaming. Shrek growled, "Give me back my swamp, witch, or I'll—" Morgana held up a hand, silencing him. "It wasn't I who took your swamp, but I do know who did." The sorceress revealed that a mischievous trickster spirit named Zephyros had stolen the swamp as part of an ancient game. He delighted in causing chaos, shifting land, and hiding things where no one could find them. The only way to win back the swamp was to challenge Zephyros in a test of wits and courage. Shrek groaned. Why can't it ever be simple? Morgana pointed them toward Zephyros's hidden lair, a floating castle in the clouds. To reach it, they needed a special key hidden within the Cave of Echoes, a place where voices carried secrets. They ventured inside, but the cave wasn't just filled with echoes, it was alive. Each step they took made the cave shift, trying to trick them into going in circles. Only by solving a riddle, spoken by their own reflections, were they able to find the key. With the key in hand, they traveled to the tallest mountain, where a staircase of golden light appeared. Stepping onto it, they were lifted into the sky, arriving at Zephyros's floating palace. The trickster's spirit awaited them, lounging on a throne made of clouds. "Ah, you found me. But do you really think you can win back your swamp so easily?" he said with a sly grin. Zephyros challenged them to a series of 3 trials, a game of illusions, a test of bravery, and a battle of willpower. In the first trial, he made Shrek believe he was trapped in an endless swamp, but Fiona's voice guided him out. In the second, Donkey had to face his greatest fear, silence. He had to go 5 minutes without talking, which was nearly impossible. Somehow, he managed, much to everyone's surprise. The final challenge was the hardest. Zephyros tried to tempt Shrek with a perfect dream world, a swamp twice as big, with no interruptions, no talking animals, and no fairy tale creatures. For a moment, Shrek was tempted, but then he thought about Fiona, Donkey, and all the chaos that made his life exciting. He grinned and shook his head. "Nah, I'll take my real swamp back." Defeated but amused, Zephyros snapped his fingers, and in an instant, the swamp returned to its rightful place. Shrek and his friends landed safely back on the ground, muddy and tired but victorious. As they stepped back into the familiar, stinky comfort of home, Donkey sighed. That was way too much work for a swamp. Shrek smirked. Worth it. And with that, they settled back into their happily ever after, until the next adventure came knocking.